everybody, thanks for tuning in. Today we have the Noble 5S custom in-ear monitor. What makes these kind of special is they're made out of silicone as opposed to the normal material that a lot of guys use right now, which is acrylic. It's harder. So these are more of a flexible feel, flexible mold. They still fit roughly the same size. They're done through a process where they take a mold of your ear. So basically, they're kind of the same thing as acrylic, just injected with a different material that's more flexible. Unfortunately, due to structural restrictions, the number of balanced armature drivers that grace these headphones is usually smaller than what's possible with acrylic. This is the top of the line flagship by Noble. That is 5 drivers. That's 2 for high, 2 for mid, and 1 for the bass frequencies. The bass frequencies are not thinned out by any means with just the 1 driver. In fact, a lot of that has to do with the way they're tuned and the way they're designed and engineered. In the case of these particular in-ear monitors, I'd say the frequency curve, the frequency response curve, tends to be more V-shaped. It just means that there's a little bit more of a boost in the bass frequencies and also a little bit more boost in the treble. Just a little bit of sparkle on the top end. However, the bass on these is accentuated a little bit more. It kind of drops up a little bit higher than some of the other in-ear monitors out there. If you like nice, big, full bass, these are definitely something you want to check out. It has a nice robust, it kind of follows the bass guitar a little bit farther up the scale than some of the other in-ear monitors that I had on hand. But all the same, if you love bass, it's a very entertaining sound, and at no point does it really crowd the mids or infringe upon any of the other frequencies. So it works in the space that it's given. The way it's distributed, it works very, very well. It's just a bit bigger than neutral. The design on these is a custom design from Noble. They can work with the artwork on these to put kind of whatever you want. I think there are some restrictions, but they do a really good job of the artwork. Some of the gold flake stuff I've seen online and things of that nature are really, really spectacular looking. So they're definitely flexible. And speaking of flexibility, I can show you guys how this exactly is way more flexible. Here is the tip to my delightful ear. Now, you can see it's actually way more flexible. The whole thing is kind of flexible in general. I really wouldn't recommend pushing these things too far. You can see there's components and also obviously ear channels and different tubes which the sound goes through, so I wouldn't roughhouse the thing too much. But needless to say, they are more flexible in that regard. A lot of the other headphones made out of acrylic, there's no budging whatsoever. They're rock hard, like little pieces of ice, just very, very tight. First and foremost, though, if you're going for comfort, fit is most important. If they don't fit right, they're not going to feel good regardless of what material you choose to make them out of. However, if you get the right fit and you think silicone might be a better fit from you, I did find the isolation to be a little bit better. I have several pairs of earplugs actually made out of this material as well, and I find it works really well. Some people might prefer acrylic. Others might prefer this. Like I said, that's kind of a choice, just like bass is often a choice. It's something you need to decide for yourself. Perhaps if you're really interested, you can look into getting some custom silicone earplugs. They don't run too much. They're basically the same thing as this is, just completely filled with silicone, and see how those work out for you. And if you like those fit better or worse than acrylic, that might be one route to go. But overall, a really good sound. The soundscape and the detail is excellent for a flagship. These do run a little bit more. They're actually $12.99. That's $1,299. So they are the flagship silicone from Noble, but in response to that, the detail is very, very acute. It's very sharp. It has a nice, wide soundscape to it. The soundstage is spread really nice and even across that. I thoroughly enjoyed them. If you like a little bit more bass, this is definitely something you should be looking at. And for a silicone flagship, this is really kind of where it's at too. So if you have the option to check them out, definitely do so. They're a wonderful little piece. I'm a big fan of the in-ear monitors for portable listening. I really think it's kind of the best way you can go if you don't mind sticking things directly in your ear canal.